Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome to episode 210 of the FAB and Fearless Business Booster Shot Show. My name is Yinka. I'm a business strategist, a coach, a speaker, and an author. And I support women to create wealth in and through their businesses by helping them to focus on what matters most for the business, which is cash flow and strategy, and what matters most for the business owner, which is mindset and habit. It is both my pleasure and privilege to welcome you to this 210th episode of this Booster Shot Show, where each week at 1:30 p.m. UK time on a Wednesday, I come to you with a short, sharp shot to boost both you and your business with one powerful truth and one actionable tip. So if you can see and hear me over on my LinkedIn, Facebook, or YouTube socials, come into the chat. Come and say hello and let us get this party started. I'm so excited to be here to share today's topic with you. We are focusing on making cash flow changes that last. And I'm excited. It's a really powerful topic that extends far beyond just your bank account. It applies definitely to your business and to your life too. And I'm so excited to be here to share it with you. Hello, fabulous Kareen. Thank you very much for saying hello over on LinkedIn and letting me know that we are indeed live over there. It is so brilliant to have you here, amazing lady. And thank you for calling in and joining all the way from Kingston, Jamaica. I love that we are over in the islands. Thank you for sending over some of the beautiful island weather to us on the miserable island that is the United Kingdom. We are enjoying such incredible weather over here. I hope you are well, Kareen. Thank you very much for joining me today. So I'm just going to check that we're live over on Facebook and YouTube. In the meantime, please do these three things for me. Number one, let me know how you are doing on a scale of 1 to 10. 1 being, Yinka, things could not be any worse. 10 being, woo, Yinka, things could not be any better. Please let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how you are doing. I always like to get a scores on the doors so that we know the energy in the room. Hello, fabulous Latrice. Thank you so much for joining me over on YouTube. So great to have you here. Let me know on a scale of 1 to 10 how you are doing. Number 2 is please tag a friend. My work aims to support incredible women in business making powerful impact in their spaces. So if you know a woman in business who does amazing things and could definitely do with some extra pep in her step and some extra cash in her account, then please tag her by name wherever you are watching me live at the moment. If she's around on the platform, she can join us live. And if not, she can join Team Replay. And then number 3 is wherever you are, please hit the reshare button to let the platforms know that this is a party worth of them serving to others and helping people to understand helping people to understand that this is a great place to be. Latrice, no, Latrice is at a 5. She's recovering from a broken wrist. I'm so sorry. She went to the Jay-Z concert. That's exciting. Did you enjoy it, Latrice? I hope it was great. I'm not much of a Jay-Z fan, but concerts are such a vibe, and I love that for you. Thank you, Corinne, for sending me sunshine and summer vibes. I receive it with blessings and with love. One love to you also. Right, ladies and gents, we are talking making cash flow changes that last. I'm so excited to share this insight with you. I'm also just very quickly going to check our Facebook fam and make sure that we are indeed focused on ensuring that we are live over on that platform too. I definitely do not want to miss out. Facebook fam, I can see us. Hooray! Oh my gosh, Latrice says that her son was in the band. That is incredible. And also that means you have like grown folks for kids, which means that you are really doing this black don't crack thing because you do not look like you've got grown up kids. But I love that for you and you must be so proud. Yay to Latrice's fabulous son on the trumpet as part of Jay-Z's band. Yes, we love to see that. We are live in all the spaces, ladies. So let me start talking about making cash flow changes that last. Now, the reason why I want to talk about this is because of the hella levels of skepticism that we see in the marketplace. We are seeing people who need to make changes not making changes because they tried to make changes in the past and either they didn't make the changes or the changes didn't stick. Let me know if you are seeing that too. Let me know if that is also something that you are seeing. There is a level of skepticism, there is a level of concern about the nature of the changes that are available in our businesses, in our lives, in our health, in our wealth, in our happiness. It is human to want to make changes. And yet, we are seeing, certainly in the marketplace, in the online space, people being a little slower to kind of pick up on making those changes. Now, one of the reasons why I would say that there is some of that skepticism in the marketplace is because people didn't discern between making a change and making a change that sticks. And we can see, ladies, even in how I've described it, that we can absolutely see that there is a difference between making a change and making a change that lasts. The two are not the same endeavor. How you go about creating change that lasts is very different to how you go about making any sort of change. The fact is, and I put this in the comments, and I know that people may not necessarily agree with this, but yeah, okay, go do your live stream. I'll come and join you. The fact is that it's pretty easy to make a change. It is pretty, making a change is actually not as difficult as we have been told it is. All we need to do is do a different thing. Do a different thing, get a different result. We definitely know the quote that is attributed to Einstein, which says doing the same thing and hoping for a different result is the definition of insanity. So we know how to create change. We just simply do a different thing. However, creating change that lasts is a different affair. And that's what I want to talk about today, because making changes, particularly around cash flow, for many of us is incredibly important. And it's important because if you, like me, were not born into wealth, then you probably had to make the same decision that I've had to make, which is that I didn't come from a rich family, but a rich family will come from me. Now, that is a decision I had to make because I didn't come from a rich family. But I also know that I was not put on this planet to be doing suffering and smiling. I am here for rich and rested. I am here for wealthy and chilled. And so I knew that I was going to have to make changes. But therein lies the point and the difference and the need for discernment, because making a change is very different to making a change that lasts. Someone please write that in the chat for me, just for those who may or may not have had the opportunity to join us live. They'll have the opportunity to see your comments and really help to guide them through this conversation. So that's the first thing I really want us to be clear about. Most people want changes that last, but go about just making changes. And that's the reason why they get frustrated and annoyed and upset, because they make the change, but then the change doesn't last. It reverts back to the mean, it goes back to normal. It's very frustrating to make a change and want it to last, but you didn't set it up to last. And so that's the reason why I wanted to talk about this today, because I did know the difference between making changes and making changes that last when I developed the work that I have created around supporting women with their businesses, with their mindsets, with their cash flow. And so I wanted to share a little bit about the difference between the two so that you, A, have the discernment that you need, and B, it enables you to create change that lasts in any area of your life that you want to see that. Because creating change is different to creating change that lasts. So, as I said before, it's fairly easy. Hi, Emmanuel. It's very lovely to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me live. And thank you for dropping that in the chat. Making a change is very much different to making changes that last. Absolutely that. Most of us want changes that last, and yet we don't do the things that help changes to last. And so remember, I said it's easy to make a change, you just do a different thing. I want you to hold on to that because this is where the discernment and the difference becomes really, really powerful. If you want to, most people believe, and they are right, that if you do a different thing, you get a different result. That's true. I just said it, and I said it because I know it to be true. However, the one powerful truth that I want you to really get to grips with today as we think about making cash flow changes that last is this. The fact is that we do not get what we want. Wanting something isn't enough to see it come into our lives. So we don't get what we want, and we don't even get the results of what we do. We get who we are. I'm going to say it again in one go so that someone can help me drop it in the chat. Thank you, Emmanuel, Latrice, Corinne. I really appreciate you sharing these in the chat for me. So we don't get what we want, and we don't even get the results of what we do. We get who we are. So what does that mean? That means that a change in behavior is enough to make a change, but it is not enough to make the change last. Why, you might think? Well, why would it not make the change last if we've decided to do different things? And the reason is simply this. The reason that change will not last is because that behavior will be at odds with who you are. This is the reason why the most successful formats or forms of change, they do not start at an action level. They don't even start at a behavior or a habit level. They must, for a change to be sustained, it must happen at the identity level. I'll give you a really powerful example of this. One of the most successful behavior change programs in the world is developed by a gentleman called Alan Carr. And he has developed a formula or a framework called the Easy Way. And Alan Carr has applied his easy way to help people stop smoking, to help people give up sugar, to help people lose weight, to help people stop drinking. And it has been phenomenal. Millions of people have read his books, gone to his centers, gone through his programs. Alan Carr's framework for change and sustainable change is remarkable. I have a person in my LinkedIn audience, in my LinkedIn network, and every year she flags another year that she has clocked up from giving up drinking. And it is brilliant. Like, honestly, she's probably coming up to 15 or 16 years of no longer drinking. So she's been sober for 15 or 16 years. Isn't that incredible? But here is the powerful part of Alan Carr's a framework that most people often overlook. She had to change who she knew herself to be. So she could no longer be a drinker trying to stop drinking. She had to know herself to be a non-drinker. Why? Because a drinker trying to stop drinking is always going to want to drink. They're always going to think about drinking, and eventually they're going back to drinking. Why? Because they're a drinker. Whereas, and I say this as someone who is this, a non-drinker just doesn't drink. It's just what we do. Now, I have had drinks in my life. I had a sip of champagne on my wedding day. I remember it to this day. I don't like champagne. I don't know if I have a juvenile palate, but champagne is not my vibe. If you ever want to get me a drink, it doesn't need any alcohol in it. But I'm a non-drinker. So not drinking for me is not only easy, it's natural. I don't have to think about it. It's not something I put any effort into. Why? Because my behavior aligns with my identity. And this is where we get the idea of behavior change and results so wrong so often. Because we see ourselves as who we are, and then we try to behave differently. And you can try to behave differently for a long time. I mean, we are incredibly resilient. It takes 66 to 365 days to turn a habit into something automatic or to reach what the neuroscientists call automaticity. 66 to 365 days. So that's 2 to 12 months. So if you carry on like just like banging your head against that brick wall, eventually your body will be like, okay, cool. She's serious about this. We'll let her keep it to automaticity. But I'll tell you one thing for free. If you've been doing something for 12 months, it's no longer a behavior you're trying to do. It's now become part of who you are. Your behavior has to align to your identity. This is the reason why, when I began to develop my cash flow and business support services, I couldn't see people trying to do the different thing. I had to first help them to up level their self perception and who they know themselves to be so that they could act in alignment with that. Long before I ever made seven figures in business, I had to talk about, think about, focus on, engage with who I called seven figure Yinka. Now, seven figure Yinka had my face, she had my voice, but she had a different level of knowledge. She had a different level of knowing, and she had different behaviors. She had different habits. And I say had, and I should say have, because I'm her, she's me, and we've done the seven figure thing now. Yay, us. But the thing is, we have to, our behaviors, for them to be sustained, they have to align with our identity. We have to act as we act who we are. And that's why we get who we are. Non-drinkers don't drink. They don't try not to drink, they just don't drink. Non-smokers don't smoke. I've never smoked. So it is no effort to me to not smoke. It's almost cheating to call me a non-smoker, or it's cheating to say that I'm trying not to smoke. I'm not trying not to smoke. I've never smoked. It doesn't even cross my mind. So when we think about this, and please let me know that you are picking up what I'm putting down here, because this will change your life and change your results in a completely different way. Because when it comes to cash flow, when it comes to money, when it comes to business, it's not your actions that need to change first. It's who you know yourself to be. It's who you're looking at in the mirror. This is the reason why, and I don't hear what I'm not saying. I love so many creators, people who are out there helping other people, but their language around who and how they know themselves to be, it does not help them. You will never, you have never ever heard me call myself broke, because I've never been broke. I was born rich. And it just took a beat for my bank account to catch up. But I was born rich. Why would I ever refer to myself as broke? Anything. I've never been broke. You are not broke. You were born intrinsically valuable, precious, priceless. And maybe you forgot, or maybe you don't know, or maybe you're not sure how to tap into the truth of that. It doesn't make it not true just because you don't know. But the thing I want you to understand is, if you do not see that person in the mirror, then you will not align your actions to that kind of behavior. I walk as a wealthy person. I walk as a person far beyond the bank account numbers that are going on in my life right now. But I know myself to be that person. So I act in alignment with that person, and the results I get come in alignment with that person. Let me know if you are picking up what I'm putting down. Let me know if this makes sense to you. I need you to understand that you don't get what you want. If wanting was enough to have things, honestly, one of the world's most popular television shows is Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Do you know how many applications they get every year? If wanting something let you have it, that things would be very different in this world. So wanting is not enough, and neither is a change in behavior. Because a change in behavior that is not in alignment with who you know yourself to be. So again, identity, but also self-perception, who you know yourself to be. Because who you are and who you know yourself to be don't always match. Take it from someone who has known themselves in times past to be shy. I'm not shy. As you can see, I'm very not shy, but I used to be. I used to believe myself to be shy. I was so shy. I was talking to a friend earlier today. I was so shy that if you ever have the opportunity to see my first ever LinkedIn video, and I believe it's actually on my like profile, so like go check it out. Like to do that video, I had to psych myself up. I did the video and then I finished and burst into tears. I can tell you for free, there's no tears coming out of this video today. We think our identity is so fixed that we are who we are. But honestly, as per the work of the incredible Dr. Joe Dispenza, he reminds us that what we think is our personality is actually our personal reality. Our perception is as much a part of the story as what is actually true and real of us. So, no, ladies and gents, we do not get what we do. Change doesn't come from what we do. Change, my apologies, let me say it again. Change comes from what we do, but change doesn't stay because of what we do. Change stays because of who we are. This is the reason why I don't just spend time helping you to upgrade your habits or to improve your skills. We start with mindset and identity so that you can create changes, yes, through different skills and better habits, but you create change that lasts because you know yourself differently. You know yourself truly, valuably, unapologetically, magnificently. And once you know yourself to be that kind of person, once you know that to be your truth, you walk in that, you talk in that, you make sales in that, you focus in that, and you receive in that. You get results in that. Your outcomes are anchored in that. This is a dramatic pause. The tech is not teching. I haven't frozen. I just wanted to check and make sure that you really are picking up what I'm putting down. So I need you to get this. I do not want a situation where you are putting in all this effort to do all these things, to make all these changes, but you are not shifting how you see yourself, and therefore those changes don't last. I want them to last for you. I want them to grow for you. I want you to have results that are so incredibly exciting, but are so anchored in your identity and beyond that not only do they stay, but they compound and they grow and they touch the lives of other people too. Let the church say amen. Yes, Yinka's on a roll today. I'm giving myself goosebumps. I hope this is helping and I hope this is landing for you. So, no, you were not ridiculous when you said you wanted a change and you went out there and you tried to make it happen, but it didn't last. You were not ridiculous. That wasn't a problem. You did the different, but you didn't be different. You didn't upgrade your perception of yourself. You don't know yourself to be different. So the actions that you're having to put in to create this new way of being, they feel hard. They feel unsustainable. They're not here for the long haul because you are acting outside of the alignment of who you know yourself to be. This is the reason it always makes me smile. People ask me a lot because I have been very consistent in my LinkedIn, content creation, writing journey. People always ask me like, how? How do you do it? And I'm like, well, I'm a writer. How do you write? I write because I'm a writer. I have been writing. I have a daily writing practice that is over 11 years long, every single day without fail. I'm a writer. So I am not putting in effort to write. No, I know myself to be a writer. I know myself to be a leader. I know myself to be wealthy. I know myself to be rich. I know myself to be kind. I know myself to be formidable. I know myself to be unapologetic. I know myself to be someone who is passionate about helping people. So I don't have to try to do these things. These are who I am. This is what I do. So, my one actionable tip for you today: Let me know that you are still here with me. Let me know that this is landing for you, that this is helpful to you, and that this is supporting you in your own thinking about how you will be making changes. My one actionable tip for you is to ask yourself, who do you know yourself to be? If I gave you the sentence starter of I know that I am, what would you put to complete those sentences? The first thing, the second thing, the 10th thing, the 30th thing. Who are you? Who are you? Because who you are is what you will receive. I know, and it's very easy for me to say this because obviously I am in I'm in a season where I'm seeing the evidence of this. But I know, that I am here for wealth. And the reason I know that I'm here for wealth is because of the generosity of the heart that I have. I know that I am not here to want to give to others when I don't have myself. So even when things go left and you want them to go straight, even when you're like, oh my gosh, things are tough and it's challenging, what am I supposed to do? And even when all of those things happen, I know who I am. I know what is truth. And I do not allow the facts. Oh my gosh, my bank account says this, or the contract says that. I do not allow the facts to distract me from the truth of who I am. And so, my question, as I said before, my one actionable tip: who do you know yourself to be? I am. Complete the sentence, complete it until you run out of things to say, and then don't forget it. Top tip, I was going to say top secret tip, but I'm about to put it on a live stream of a platform of a billion people, but so it's clearly not going to be a secret. Top tip, when I know and I really get hone into who I am, you know what I do? I then record myself telling myself that I am this person. And then you know what happens on those days when things feel tough and everything is looking around me and saying, are you sure that's who you are? Pop it in my ears. And I have my own voice reminding me of my truth. I am kind. I'm not nice. Don't get it twisted. Yinka's not a nice person. I'm incredibly kind. I will always be kind. I don't spend time being nice. Nice is social manipulation. We can talk about that another time. But I am kind. I am generous. I am caring. I am smart. I am courageous. I am like righteously angry about injustice. I am here to see my people win. I'm here to see everybody win. I love, love, love seeing people win. I am abundant. I am capable. And you know what is so interesting? I always say it in the affirmative, but I don't use, like, I'm not enough. And I know that this is a very controversial standpoint, but I'm going to say this just before I let you go. Enough is a limit. I'm not enough. I was born enough. So if I was born enough, clearly I'm way more than that now. I'm not here to be enough. Enough of what? Enough for who? I am far more than enough. I am all of the right amounts for the things that I'm here to do. And so, who are you? Who do you know yourself to be? Like, go, have a think, feel free. If you want to come tell me, slide into my DMs, let me know. I'd love to hear who you know yourself to be. And if you happen to be someone who is kind, who is brave, who is smart, who is here for incredible things, who is here for their community, who is making incredible changes in the world, and someone who knows that they're here for more cash than they currently have right now, and you want to find out more about how my work can support you in creating more of that cash that you want, then slide into my DMs or drop in the comment, drop the words I am. You don't have to finish a sentence in public if you don't want to, but just drop me the words I am, then I'll know that you came from this video. And let's talk. The work that I do doesn't only help you to up level your skills and your habits and create incredible results in your bank account. What it also helps you to do is really get to the truth of who you are, who you have always been, and who you are called to be to create the incredible impact you're here to create. And honestly, we ain't here for anything less. So amazing, ladies and gents. That is everything I wanted to share with you today. Thank you so much for joining me live. It has been a joy to have you here with me. Corinne, thank you very much for joining me. Latrice, it's been a joy. Natasha, thank you so much. I hope it's been helpful for you. Emmanuel, thank you very much for joining me. I really, really appreciate, honestly, your time. You could have been anywhere in the world and you chose to be with me. So I really appreciate that. So the thing I would ask of you, like I said at the beginning, and you were like, yeah, I will, but I now really want you to. Let's be abundant. Let's be kind. Let's be generous. Please tag somebody that you know would benefit from hearing this message today. Tag them. This is here. It's free and it will always be free. I'm not taking them down unless the platforms take them down. There is no charge. This is my form of service to support and further my mission. And so, please, if you know somebody who keeps forgetting who they are and is trying to create results beyond that, they're incredible and they don't know it, or they're incredible and they're forgetting, or they're incredible and they're not seeing incredible results, then please tag them. If you yourself want to find out more about my work, then drop me the words I am so I know you came from this video, and let's schedule some time and let's talk further, ladies. But honestly, thank you, Elijah. Very grateful to have you here in the room. But I hope that this has been helpful. Thank you so much for joining me live. I look forward to seeing you all in the spaces. So take care. Have a beautiful rest of your day.